We have already discussed that our agency, our freedom to act, this is controlled by institutional norms and societal norms. Some people think that Islamic traditions of marriage also restrict our freedom to act. Here, they are talking about freedom to accept or reject a marriage. This is consent. So they say that Islamic norms, they put limits on our agency, on our autonomy, freedom of decision to accept or reject a marriage. Women or girls are married without their consent in Muslim countries. This is their opinion. Some people, especially Western people, they pronounce Muslim. So I won't follow them. I would pronounce it as Muslim. But largely, coming to our topic, against this position that in Muslim countries, there is no need of getting consent of the girl for their marriage. Largely, marriage traditions in Muslim countries are not true representations of Islam. Marriage in Muslim countries and marriage in Islam, they may or may not match with each other. This is the point. Usually, why I am saying this? Because there is another factor, that is custom. Customs and conventions, they dominate. They even dominate the religion, and we all are witness to this. Usually, consent in Muslim countries falls on a scale, a matter of degree. On one end, there is total coercion. Total coercion means the decision is imposed or the decision is done, the consent of the girl is conveyed indirectly through guardians, through parents, जिसको फिक़ह की ज़बान में वली कहते हैं. And on the other end lies direct consent. The girl herself says, yes, I accept this marriage or not. Okay. Most marriages fall between these 2 points. कुछ consent, कुछ उसमें guardians की imposition. Conventionally, what usually happens in Muslim countries is that groom is openly asked about his consent to enter a marriage. In nikah ceremony, in public, the groom is asked, you accept this girl as your wife or not? But brides, they do ask them. They do ask the girl, but what happens? She remains silent and her silence is taken as consent. See here, these are the most commonly used expressions in nikah ceremonies. Kabool hai, kabool hai. This is only from the groom. Okay. For some Muslim jurists means fiqh के लोग जो हैं, who have interpreted laws of Islamic marriage, okay, they have not decided laws, they have interpreted laws. तशरीह की है. Okay. In view of some Muslim jurists, guardian's consent is the girl's consent. Okay. However, overall, the opinion of the jurists too may be different from the true teachings of Islam, because there are certain historical, political, contextual factors which may have been involved. Even their personal opinions may have been involved. Conventions of their circumstances, their countries, their cultures may have been involved in development of their opinion. So their opinions may or may not be true representations of Islam. If you want to know what I am saying, I would suggest that you watch Dr. Hamidullah's lecture through this link. Dr. Hamidullah was an Indian Islamic scholar, and he visited Pakistan. He gave lectures in Islamia University Bahawalpur, Khutbat-e Bahawalpur के नाम से वो मशहूर है. This lecture is in Urdu. You can easily understand, and very short, brief lecture. So this point may be clear from this lecture. Now, how I can say that there is difference between Jewish opinion and true Islam? In Sirat-e-Pak, if we see the marriage of Holy Prophet's daughter with Hazrat Ali, so the Holy Prophet got consent of Sayyida Fatima about her marriage with Sayyidina Ali Raziyallahu. And there are plenty of such examples in Sirat-e-Pak. So this is wrong to say that in Islam girls' consent are not sought. Some Muslim and non-Muslim scholars confuse consent with agency. They deliberately, knowingly confuse the concept of consent. They think Quran and Sunnah limit the agency of the parents, especially partners. The point from which I started this module, that Islamic norms limit our agency. So some people think that what Quran and Sunnah says, it puts restrictions on our agency. We are not free to act according to our own personal desire. Woman has no right to allow or deny their legal partners to touch them. These so-called scholars say that we should bypass literal following of Quran and Sunnah, just recite them and no need to follow them. We should rather insert full agency of women in Islamic laws. What we should do, they suggest that we should make agency part of Islamic laws, part of Islamic norms. को इकट्ठा कर दें, कम वक्त में, जैसे भी हो, whether there is any rationale or not, do it. By doing so, वो क्यों ऐसे करना चाहते हैं? They think that the liberal concept of consent of the Western countries, that there should be consent of the partners involving in certain relations, marriage relations से पहले consent होना ज़रूरी है. So they think that if we add agency, freedom to act and consent in Islamic norms, so what would happen? Our marriage laws would be accepted by the Western world. It will make marriage relations similar to friendship relations. So these progressive scholars fear if we don't stretch, if we don't modify, we don't change Islamic norms in this way, world would call us fanatics and conservatives. Qadamat pasand kehegi duniya hame. So we conclude from this talk that it is thought that true Islamic norms limit women's agency in married life. These norms favor men. This is the conception, this is the opinion. But we reject this view because it shows lack of knowledge of the Quran and Sunnah and the Sirat Pak.